Looks a bit far away from there, but that rock is really close. I've been making some coffee downstairs and I came up and found that rock right next to us. A bit unnerving.
I knew it was there the whole time. I've been watching it, steering, because there's no faith in me.
Everybody else seems to be going around it. But
Everyone else is chicken.
Everyone else is chicken.
Navionics says not to, Lucas says not to.
We've looked in the pilot guides and it's right, so we haven't heard any bangs yet, so that's right.
Only 8 meters of water though.
8.6. Okay, space for us. About 5:30 in the morning. We got fish already. Luckily we were under motor today, so we were able to slow the power down a bit. So we're not actually going against the fish and him going against us as well, so it's not too difficult to reel in. What do we got? Hopefully it's not a shark. Maybe it's a tuna. Could be a tuna. It's something big.
Something fighty.
Got a glimpse of it.
There it is. Oh no, maybe it is a shark.
Nah, it's not. It's too shiny. Sharks aren't shiny, hey? Ah!
Oh!
Looks still good.
But look at it. This is a brand new lure and it's been chewed.
Oh well. About a third of the way to Island Head Creek. Yeah, we're going to turn around a bit, making adjustments to the course all the time. Not quite enough wind either, so we got sails up, but we are motoring as well. We want to try and get there daylight hours, so ETA jumping around from 3 o'clock to 5:30. Not entirely happy with this caravan actually. The idea of it is to dive down and hold the spoon at a depth where fish are mostly feeding. And we have had a lot of fish with the spoon in the caravan, but I reckon we could have had more because the caravan actually spends a lot of time skipping the surface of the water. Not actually diving. I'm not sure why that happens. It just seems to get overpowered and then it shoots out to the side and then pops out of the water and then follows a straight line again, but it just kind of skips along the water until you jig the line, sort of yank it a bit, and then it kind of flips it over and dives down again, and then I don't know, depends. 5 minutes down again, and then it does the same thing again. So there are a few adjustments on this thing. Well, not many, just that screw, but and you can move this backwards and forwards because of that slot, but try that, doesn't do anything really. Off the back of the board there's 3 little holes, and I got my fishing line going through the middle one, which leads down to the spoon. When we're under motor, we like to use the extra power generated by the engine for charging drone batteries and computers and other hungry devices. So we just took the engine out of gear and put it in neutral, and just to see how fast this current's taken us, and we sat there for a couple of minutes now. We still got 3 knots of current taking us to where we want to be. So that's what we were fighting this morning, wondering why we were going so slow, because it was 3 knots against us, but now it's sort of taking us there. So we're just going past Pearl Bay, and we come into some very lumpy seas, which we were half expecting, because this is where the tidal flows switch around and reverse their directions, and so they collide with each other, and you end up getting currents going from east to west and west to east. So much so that we're actually now pointed straight into a headland, but the GPS reckons that we're definitely gonna miss it. So it must be the effect of that sideways push from the tide. The basic animation may help to explain what's happening here. So as we approach an island, the GPS predicts we will miss the island, even though it looks like we're headed straight for it. The sideways current plus our forward motion is actually making us crab sideways, and sure enough, we missed the island. We arrived at Island Head Creek after a long day of motoring and not much sailing. We stuck our noses into a few possible anchorages, but in the end decided to anchor in the middle of the channel on the top of a sandbank. Morning, just before 5 o'clock, we're leaving Island Head Creek. We've got Alison at the helm, concentrating very hard on following the track that we came in on yesterday. So far so good. Beautifully calm anchorage last night, really good. Going past another yacht. Try not to get real close to him, but it's right in our way, right on our track, so to try and keep close, but not too close. We've got a catamaran slowly creeping up on us. It's been behind us the whole way, and we're sort of, how many hours are we in? 3 or 4 hours into the journey. There's no wind today, so he's actually pulled all his sails in and put his motor on. He's also got a YouTube logo on his side of his boat, so there's a good chance that we're going to end up on his YouTube channel, so we'll put his boat on ours too. It's very hard to see the name of that boat, it's in very small letters. Pulling out of head sail again. Looks like a brand new Leopard. Built in Cape Town. New model. I haven't seen one like that before. So on our way to Great Keppel Islands, about 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and we're having a ripper of a sail at the moment. The winds come through. We've got our easterly of 12 or so knots, which was the forecast for once, and we got about probably 2 knots of current pushing us along as well, so we're nearly doing 7 knots forward speed, so that's cool. It's going to get us in to our anchorage at about 5 o'clock, which is a lot better than what it was looking like this morning. We were looking at 9, 10 PMs, that type of stuff. But yeah, I got the sails trimmed as well as I can. The telltales are flying. I reckon I've never seen them that good before. Yeah, all we need now is just a fish. Haven't caught a fish for a while. Starting to get a bit angry about that. Jumping all over the place, but they just don't like my hook. Say the wrong stuff. Not sure if this has ever happened before, but monohull is about to overtake catamaran. It took us about would have been mid-morning, and now we're closing in on him anyway. I think the cat looked behind him and saw us gaining on him. He surely put his motors on because he soon vanished over the horizon again.
We're on a dolphin hunt.
What seems to be the problem?
We're in 0.9. Now we're in 1 metre of water below our keel. We're coming into anchor, and it's been like this for the last 100 metres or so. It's a little bit scary.
I can see the bottom. This is like coming into the reef. Once we'd anchored and settled, we went ashore. Got that again? Oh, horn.
So, we have a track sign that's upside down. I thought maybe that it had dropped round and was just pointing in the wrong direction, but it's very firmly screwed on there, so I think they printed it the wrong way around. I'm pretty sure it's meant to go that way.
We're on the right track to the lookout. So with a sign like that and a branch in front of it, I'm not sure how well kept this track is. Or if we're going to come to a fence, it says keep out. So we've done that in the past. There is a goanna there. Very small. That's skittish. So we've reached the first lookout and we have a beautiful view of the bay that we're anchored in. And we're somewhere out in the middle there.
You can see Tranquility with a yellow dinghy.
Back at the boat, we were having a bit of a rough time in the anchorage, as the wind was holding us side onto the swell. If there is a swell rolling through the anchorage, it's more comfortable to hobby horse as opposed to rolling side to side. We decided to set up a bridle. A few things need to line up to make this maneuver possible. One being that the wind needs to come from a constant direction, and the other is that the boat will not swing at the change of tide. This maneuver was taught to us by the sailing vessel Our Dreamtime. A spare line is secured to the chain and runs back to a winch in the cockpit. It's then a bit of a juggling game, letting out chain and winding in the spare line to form a triangle. Eventually you end up with the anchor out on the beam, not in front of the boat. Approaching Mount Wyndham, and there was a sign. Sign is gone. I'm assuming this is Mount Wyndham anyway. Beautiful, yeah. Really hot today, but at least there's some breeze cooling everything down. So we're just gonna sit at the top for a bit and cool off. I've already nearly gone through about maybe 2 liters of water between the two of us in about maybe an hour of walking. It's hot, but backpack's getting lighter, so that's good. I'm glad we decided to wear closed shoes today, not the thongs. This track is a bit little bit heavy going. These little beetles make an incredible amount of noise for the size of them. They're just going off their trees at the moment. Don't know what kind of beetle that is, but I would have thought it was a cicada making that noise, but I've just seen him making an unbelievable racket. I wonder how they have enough breath to keep making that constant noise. Like they're doing a didgeridoo or something. I haven't seen one just now. It looks like they're shaking their bum at a really fast rate of knots. That's what makes the noise. There are goats in front of us, but I don't think they'll let us get to them without moving off. After the heat of the hike, it was refreshing to have a swim. We usually take advantage of shallow anchorages where we can see the bottom to clean Valindra's bottom. Alison's still a bit shaky on the camera, but you can kind of see what a bit of scraping does. We had the bridle hooked up for a few days, and a regular inspection is definitely required as it has the potential to be a very dangerous setup.
It's going to be really hard to see here, but that yellow boy is our anchor.
I had a conversation with him and he's told us basically to cut off. Coming into an anchorage, you kind of expect that other boat anchors are in front of them. Because we had made adjustments to our setup with the bridle, ours was out the side of us. We had the anchor marked with a float, but this boat still chose to come and anchor in a poor spot. We tried to alert him to this, but he wasn't too worried. The beach was more important to him and he was soon in his dinghy and gone.
Exactly what we've been doing the last few days.
Well, we're coming to the end of our stay here at Fisherman's Bay at Great Keppel Island. It's been really good. We've just been sitting out some southeasterly winds, but it hasn't been half bad out here. It's really good anchorage. But yeah, the winds are going to turn around to the north soon. I believe we'll be here tomorrow, and then the next day we'll be out of here at Sparrows on the Monday, I think. And we'll probably head into Pancake Creek as the next stop, and then find a bird. Well, that's the plan for the moment, but subject to change at the drop of a hat. But yeah, it's been really good out here. I think we'll definitely be back again. Another terrible sunset. Good night, sun. See you tomorrow. Our last hike was across to Svensson's Beach from Fisherman's Bay. A memorial track has been set up for a war veteran who served in the Afghanistan war, but he never made it home. We appreciated the various stops along the way. Still on Robbie's track. And we've found a tent in front of us. And off to our starboard side is a beach, which I think we were walking on about
2 hours ago.
2 or 3 hours ago.
Bleak Beach. Cheers. Have some biscuits. Have some shapes.
We have reached Gordon's bus stop, which is about a kilometre away from Svensson's Beach. After a long hot hike, it was back to tropical vibes for a cool drink and a magnificent hamburger. Join us again next time as we get another early start and sail through the night to get to the Bundaberg River.